So, if you were someone who thought that the emergence of the transfer portal and the existence of NIL would adversely affect Alabama's ability to recruit and get talent, you may have to wait a while longer to see that happen because the Crimson Tide continue to excel both in acquiring transfer portal talent and surging in recruiting. And today, we need to talk about a big time win that Alabama just got in for one of the top prospects in all of high school football at a huge position of need, as Edric Hill commits to the Alabama Crimson Tide. We need to discuss what this means for Alabama's recruiting class, why this is such a big addition. Before we do, as always, y'all know the drill. I need to hear from you. Hop down to the comments, Y for yes, N for no. Are you excited that Hill chose Alabama? And let me know what you're thinking. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification as I do constant college football content. You don't want to miss any of it. But having said all that, let's jump right into this because this is a big time win for the Crimson Tide. And if you've been watching my content for a while, you'll know I've consistently pointed to the class of 2023 and stated a few things. First and foremost, I've maintained that I thought this could be a class that would be incredibly special for the Crimson Tide. Even when they broke the all-time recruiting record, at the time they did it, I pointed to the class of 2023 and stated that this was a class that had an opportunity of breaking the record they just had. Now, ultimately, A&M broke it last year, so it'll be interesting to see if Alabama can break that record. But the one thing we do know is that this class is shaping up to be really fun. And they're getting big time wins in positions that matter, such as this one right here, Edric Hill on the defensive line. Because the other thing I've maintained about the class of 2023 is that Alabama had a lot at their disposal in terms of defensive line talent. When you look at the amount of talent that's placed in the state of Alabama, they were already sitting pretty, but the amount of defensive line talent that's really compelling in this class makes it to where if that's a position that your institution needs, which Alabama does need this year, this is a great year to go out and get these guys. But now let's focus in. Let's talk about Edric Hill because he is a top 200 player in all of high school football, coming in at number 183 specifically per the 24/7 Sports Composite. He stands 6'4", 290 pounds, and when you turn on the film, this is a fun guy to watch. There's a few things that instantly stand out. First and foremost, he's got a nose for the football. Wherever he is, plays are happening, and that's when I instantly noticed. It didn't matter whether the play was running away from him or it was a reverse. He was staying home, doing his job, and making plays all the time. And that brings me to the other thing I really liked. He has great pursuit, but he doesn't over-pursue, and I think that's a really intriguing quality to have, especially in a defensive lineman this talented. That his pursuit is looking really nice, but he's not overextending himself. I think this is a prospect that Alabama has got to feel very good that they get in, especially because it's in a position of need, and they win this battle over several institutions that are recruiting at a real high level right now that would have loved to have gotten this guy in. But Alabama's recruiting class as a whole continues to climb up the board. This addition right here puts them at 298.2 points per 24/7 Sports class calculator, which only extends their lead as the number one recruiting class in the nation, and they do so with only 21 commits in the class. I think the thing that is the scariest, if you were hoping that this was going to be a down year for the Alabama Crimson Tide in terms of recruiting, isn't what they have right now. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you go look at what they have right now, I think this class is sensational. 8 top 100 prospects, 15 top 300 prospects, 2 JUCO prospects that rank as the number 1 JUCO player in the nation and the number 2 JUCO player in the nation. This class, top to bottom, is looking elite. But what's scarier than what they presently have is what could be to come. Because Alabama still has several top-tier battles firmly in front of them that they look to be in a good position for. And when we look at this, that's why I continually have said, and that's why I maintain even now, this is a class I have been so keyed in on for so long, and it's really coming to fruition. You have so many names still on the board, such as a James Smith, a Quay Russaw. Then you have a Keon Keeley, who just decommitted from Notre Dame, and conventional wisdom plus crystal balls per 24/7 Sports point to Alabama being the destination. We know what they've done with that position in recent years. I mean, you look at who's going to go into the NFL draft this year, someone who has a strong case at being the number 1 overall pick, or certainly at the very least being a top 10 pick and the number 1 edge off the board in Will Anderson. Personally, I think that he's a number 1 pick caliber player, but we also have to realize that with the NFL draft comes team needs. A lot is going on right now, and college football starts right around the corner, so you already know the grind is about to really start, and I can't wait to hear from all of you. Hop down to the comments, let me know what you're thinking about this great win for the Crimson Tide. That's it. See ya.